someone else afraid to let go. You decide if you're ever gonna let me know. Yeah, suicide if you ever try to let go. I'm sad, I know, yeah. I'm sad, I know, yeah.
Want your song to play in my intro, let me know, okay? Send me an email, hit me up on Instagram. I do little treat, little promo, whatever. It's really cheap, really affordable. Hit me up, okay? What up, everybody? I am the Mademoiselle, and this is my channel. And before we get into this video, please excuse my hair. I just washed it, okay? I just popped out the shower, put this shirt on. I was like, yeah, I gotta record, you feel me? Because I tried to record this video at least 4 separate times, and each time it did not come out the way I wanted it to come out. So excuse my hair if there might be water flowing everywhere, bro, because my hair's still wet. I do not put any type of heat in my hair, not even a hair dryer. I let it air dry or whatever. So yes, we are going to get straight into the story. Ow. Oh Lord, today we're gonna talk about how the black boys done made me insecure, okay? For those of you who's gonna be upset by this motherfucking title, I don't care. We need to talk about this, okay? Because all of this shit starts when you're young, okay? For all of you parents out there, stop raising your kids to be racist, prejudiced, colorist, you name it. Okay, teach your sons, your daughters to be loving of all kinds of people. Teach your kids to be colorblind, okay? Because these next kids that I'm about to talk about really done fucked up my childhood. With that being said, if you've ever been bullied by a little black boy or little black girl and you are black, comment down below, okay? Because I know that I'm not the only person that this shit has happened to, okay? It's been a whole lot of bullshit that I've went through, and I've seen a lot of other people go through way worse shit than me. I've heard a lot of shit that's going on, especially in the news and the media, with these kids being bullied for their skin color and stuff like that. I see a lot of kids exhibiting this behavior, and it's very problematic. A lot of people are probably going to be very upset that I put black boys in the title or black in the title, but honestly, we need to have this conversation, and it pertains to black boys because I'm black, and black boys bullied the fuck out of me when I was younger, okay? This is just 3 stories that I could remember from the top of my head. I'm sure there's way more, but I probably buried them deep down in my mind because, like, I block out trauma. That's how my mind works. I just need y'all to understand that this shit starts from childhood. Like, to be completely honest with you, I don't have a problem with black boys now. Like, clearly I date black boys, but if I was like not as strong-willed as a child, I probably would be like, nah, fuck black boys, like seriously. So the reason I'm making this video is because there have been so many times where people have asked me, like, have you always been this confident? Were you ever not confident? Have you ever had a time where, you know, you ever felt insecure? And I was like, you know what? No, like, I've always been that bitch. But then I had to dig real deep into my childhood, and I started to remember a lot of things where it came to me not being insecure within myself, I guess, but it was me being insecure in regards to what others thought about me. When people would ask me this, I would automatically think like, okay, have I ever hated myself? No. Have I ever thought that I wasn't that bitch? No. But I did think about it, and I realized I was insecure in terms of what other people thought about me, you know? So like, it was more so of a, boys won't like me because my hair is like this. Boys won't like me because my skin's not light enough. Boys won't like me because I don't have these type of clothes, these type of shoes, this, that, and the third. That was my type of insecurity. It wasn't so much of a, oh, I hate myself, oh, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not good enough. It was never that type of thing. It was more so of a, how men perceived me. Will I ever get a man? Men like the light skins, men like the girls with all of this shit. And I ain't got it, okay? Where I'm from, that's just how a lot of the black boys are. A lot of the black boys tend to go for the Spanish girls or the light-skinned girls. Most guys, literally, if not all the guys that I've dated, I've literally been the first Haitian or black girl they've ever dated, okay? And it's quite crazy because I get it almost every single time I talk to a guy. They're like, oh,
I never talked to black girls, but you know, you're the first one I've ever dated.
or you're not like other black girls. And I'm just like, what the fuck does that fucking mean? Like, it always irritates my soul when they say shit like that. Now, I date predominantly black boys now. That's literally like the only thing I've ever dated. I've dated Hispanic men before, but I mean, I still consider Hispanic people black, okay? Fuck all of that shit, kill that noise. But basically, when I was younger, I really liked white boys, okay? I had an obsession with white boys, okay? Do y'all remember Aaron Carter? I want candy. I want candy. If you don't remember Aaron Carter, you are way too young to be watching this video, okay? I loved me some Aaron Carter, okay? I want candy. Boom, 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 boom. obsession with Aaron Carter, okay? And I went to Catholic school, and in this Catholic school, it was predominantly black people for the most part, but there were some white people here and there. And then there was this white boy, his name is, we're gonna call him Seth, okay? So Seth was this little white boy in my class, and I had a huge crush on Seth because Seth looked like Aaron Carter. And I was like, listen, like, can't get Aaron Carter, but I can definitely get me some Seth, okay? So this story took place when I was like in 1st grade, and I had this huge crush on Seth. He knew I had a crush on him, okay? So like as a child, I was very, very blunt, but I was very, very shy. It was weird. It's like when it came to when I wanted something, or if I was comfortable with someone, I was very outgoing, I was outspoken. But when it came to something where it was like, I ain't know like what the outcome was going to be, I was really quiet. So when it came to defending myself against bullies and stuff like that, I was never trying to get in the mix. I was always just mute, okay? So keep that in mind. So Seth had this friend, okay? We're gonna call his friend Asshole, okay? Because this bitch ass nigga was an asshole. Yeah, he was 7, but he was an asshole 7-year-old, okay? Seth was a badass kid, and so was his friend, okay? And his friend was black. Keep that in mind. His friend was black. Asshole was a black little boy, okay? Just like me, my skin complexion and everything. If not, a little bit darker than me, actually. Seth was absolutely one of those kids that was always getting his parents called, always going to the principal's office, always in some type of issue, in some type of trouble, in some type of fight, okay? Now, mind you, I did go to Catholic school, so it was a little crazy because, like, I wasn't used to kids acting like this. He was the only kid I ever seen act this bad. Oh, wait, actually, no, there was another kid. The point is, there weren't really kids acting out like that, so he stood out to me. Maybe I had a thing for bad boys, y'all. I don't fucking know. I grew out of that shit, okay? I don't do bad boys no more. One day, I was like, you know what? I want Seth to be my boyfriend. I'm going to tell Seth that I like him. Yes, I was 7 years old, bitch. Listen. I don't know. I don't know. I was a little grown-ass kid, okay? But anyways, so this is what happened. We gonna have to do a little reenactment, you feel me?
Hi, Seth. You know, I really like you, and, you know, I was wondering if you would be my boyfriend.
Now, was it my fault for putting homeboy on the spot like that? Yes, okay, but I was only fucking 7 years old. I didn't know any better, okay? I was always told to be honest and upfront, and I was honest and upfront, okay? So I told homeboy how I felt. Now, the funny thing is, his friend, Asshole, little black boy, was right next to him. And he wasn't like in the conversation, but he was close enough to the conversation to hear it. So he turns around, like, cause he was like doing something, like he was playing with something or coloring or something. He turns around, he gets up, and he's just like,
You like Seth? White people don't date black people. What are you talking about? Seth, you like black girls now? Wow.
this boy's 7 years old, okay? 7 years old, bitch! So, at this point, Seth, I don't know if Seth liked me or not. I still to this day don't know. I actually friends with him on Facebook. I would love to ask him, like, yo, did you ever like me? But whatever. The point is, I was shattered, and it's crazy because like that happened, and I just stood there and I couldn't even like process what just happened. And Seth is just sitting there like,
Yeah, I mean, I don't like you. I like Stephanie.
He just turned so mean to me. Mind you, he was never like remotely mean to me, but he was so mean to me in that moment. He was like, yeah, you know, like I like Stephanie. Funny thing is, Stephanie was one of those goody two-shoes, really good children, and she ain't like bad boys, and she did not like Steven. She was never paying Steven no type of mind, but he wanted her, but I was just like, come on now, how the fuck you want her, but I want you, but she don't want you? Like, come on, like I want you, I'm trying to show you this girl loving, you feel me? Like, oh my god, like put some coffee in your milk, my nigga. Like, what do you mean? Like, oh my god, I was so upset, I was so shattered, and I didn't really say anything. I just walked away. And I honestly, not if this was me now, bitch, I would've beat his ass, not Seth's ass, okay? I would've beat Asshole's ass because this is his fault. My thing is, as a black boy, he's 7 years old, and he was saying that. Like, my thing is, where the fuck do these people learn this shit from their parents? Like, this is sad that we have racist people reproducing. Like, I can't too much blame it on him because clearly he's a kid, but it's like, damn, little racist ass black boy. Like, fuck. So clearly, Asshole influenced his decision, so, you know, I ain't get my little boo-boo. You know, we could have still been together. I could have had nice little mixed biracial babies, you feel me? So it's funny because ever since that experience, I never went for another white boy again. I dated my strictly black Hispanic men. I do not date white boys. I will not go after a white boy. Like, I wouldn't have a problem dating a white boy. I would actually love the experience, to be honest. However, I am terrified of the rejection, okay? Because that shit hurt me to the core. Yeah, yeah, like I'm not doing it, okay? Yeah. Nah, what y'all not gonna do is kill my pride, bitch. There were these other two boys that I had a crush on when I was in I guess elementary school, but they were in middle school. They had to be like in 4th grade when I was in like, actually they weren't that old. If I was in kindergarten, they had to be like in 3rd or 4th grade. Since I went to Catholic school, I don't know if any of you out there been to Catholic school, we had this thing called like before care and we had after care. So before care was like before school, clearly, right? And before school, you know, everybody would drop their kids off. We would be in the gym for the whole morning and then we would go to our classes whenever, you know, it was time to go. So there was these two boys that I had a huge crush on. One of them is actually a pro basketball player now. The other one, I think he's like, I don't think he's doing anything with his life because, I mean, I'm kind of a stalker. I remember these boys' names, okay? Don't judge me. I remember their names and sometimes I look them up because I still want one of those. Like, they cute as fuck. But okay, that's not the point. So basically, I had a crush on these two boys and then they had these two girls that they were close friends with. And what they would do is these kids, you know what, this is so mean. Like, these kids were so fucking mean, okay? They were the older kids, but they were like real assholes. Like, we would have this thing where like the little kids would line up first and they would go and then the older kids would be last. So it was like we were separated by class in the gym. So it was like, but we weren't in any type of order. So it would be like pre-K here, 3rd grade here, kindergarten here, 6th grade here. This time my kindergarten class or pre-K, I think it was pre-K. My pre-K class was right next to like the 3rd or 4th grade class. So they can see us. So when we lined up, it would do this thing where they would like pick out the cutest kids. And like there would be times where we would line up because we'd be the first ones out because we were the youngest. And they would be like, ilk, like they would pick us out and they would judge the kids based on if they were cute or not. And they were very loud, okay? Very loud about this. Now this was mainly the girls and the boys would sit there and co-sign, right? So it would be like, the girls would sit in there like, ilk, 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 cute, cute, ilk, ilk, cute, ilk, ilk, cute, ilk, 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 oh my god, ilk. And that's what they would do. I swear to God, this was an every morning thing. And I would never forget this shit because I'm just like, bruh, like, why the fuck are y'all so goddamn mean? These were like two little black girls. One was light skinned, the other one was dark skinned. I remember all of these people's full names. Like, I swear to God, I could look them up right now. Like, I remember these people's names. I'm very good at names when it comes to people I grew up with. I'm good with birthdays too. But basically, they would do this, and it's funny because those boys, like, they were, I guess they were all 4 best friends, and they would sit there and they would co-sign. And I'm telling you, like I said, I had a crush on these two boys. So one day they were doing the whole cute, cute ilk shit, and it got to me, and it was like,
ugh, super ilk. Like, look at her hair. Like, oh my god, like, why does she have that on?
now, pause. My mom used to dress me up every single place that I went, okay? I was wearing legit church dresses in the laundromat, okay? The supermarket, I was out here dressed, I swear to you. But for whatever reason, my mother refused to dress me to go to school. Anytime I went to school, she did not dress me up. Now, even though I went to Catholic school and pre-K, we did not have uniforms. But when it came to kindergarten, that's where you wore uniforms. That's how I remember this is when I was in pre-K. And I will never forget this because I had a blue jumpsuit on and I had barrettes on. I had like, you know, the little bully go-go's, Haitians, bully go-go. And I had like maybe like 4 or 5 little barrettes in my head. But they were kind of big. I never liked those big barrettes. I never understood why my mom did my hair with those big ass barrettes. Basically, you know, they was like, ew, like why did she have that sweatsuit on? Like she look a hot mess, like haha. And you know, I heard them and I was like, you know what, fuck it, whatever. But for some reason, I expected those boys to stop them. I don't know, maybe because like I had a crush on them and I was like, okay, so they not gonna say nothing, like they're not gonna say nothing about these girls making fun of me. I don't know, like in my alternate universe in my mind, I was just like, okay, so they're not gonna defend me, even though they didn't know me and they owe me shit. Like I was like, okay, but instead of like trying to say, nah, stop, don't do that, they literally made the whole situation weird. Like you're sitting here laughing, and I'm not talking about like laughing like ha ha ha, like
oh shit.
and I'm just like, oh, okay, well, that's cute. Like, that shit really made me upset. I was like, damn, like, they think I'm ugly too? Like, okay, like, and mind you, I had the hugest crush on them. Funny thing is, I hated those girls after that, but I did not hate those boys. I still had a crush on them, bitch. I still have a crush on these boys, okay? I still want these boys. I'm telling you, these boys was fine as fuck. But that shit hurt me because it was just like, damn. Nothing could ever top what this next boy did to me, okay? Now, when I was younger, I was never really allowed to go outside unless I had an adult to go outside with me because where I live at, it was really, really dangerous. I made a story time about it, all the times I almost got shot, all shits like that, right? So there was this playground in my neighborhood, and at the time it was the only playground, and that's where all the kids would go. Now there's like 2, but before it was the only playground. And there was these 2 boys, okay? So we're gonna call one boy Ryan, and we're gonna call the other one Christian. Okay, so Brian and Christian. So Brian was dark skinned, Christian was light skinned. Okay, so keep this in mind. Brian and Christian were some badass fucking kids, okay? To the point where like I'm talking about like little thugs, like 30-year-old men in like 9-year-old bodies, okay? I was about 8 or 9 at the time. And they would do this thing where they would come down to the playground and they would just shut shit the fuck down, okay? They would be like, everybody get the fuck off the park. Just like that, swear to God, okay? Okay?
Get the fuck off the park. If we say you can't come in, you ain't coming in. And if anybody got a problem, we gonna beat your ass.
Swear to God, these kids was bad as fuck, okay? So everybody was just like, alright, fuck it, like everybody was scared. We didn't want no smoke. We didn't want no smoke, okay? So we got off the park and it was like,
girls only allowed in the park and only the cute girls could come in. Ain't no niggas getting in this park.
oh, niggas literally used to line up to get into the park, okay? It was this long ass line to get into this park at this point. So the only boys they ever let into the park were like their friends or their family members. As far as the girls had to be judged to get in, okay? So we had Christian, we had Brian. So basically Christian and Brian was standing in front of the playground and it was like, you know, there was the line and it was like, okay, you good, you good, you good. I'm looking at him letting all these little Spanish girls go in, okay, they having a, you know, they going in, they having a grand old time. They ain't having no problems. All the little black girls was having issues, okay? Unless you was light, he was not letting you in, okay? So all the other little black girls was sitting there sad as fuck. You know, they just walked away, they went home, and I'm just sitting here like, I don't know what to do. So when it got to me, Brian was like, you're good, but Christian was like, nah,
You ain't light enough to come in here.
Mind you, I'm brown, okay? But when I was younger, I was more like this color. I was really light skinned. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not light enough. Like, I just sit there shook. Like, he was like,
What you got on, like, first of all, your outfit, nah, and you're not light enough to get in here.
So Brian starts getting into an argument with Christian. He's like, nah, she's good. So they start getting into this argument.
Nah, fuck that, like, nah, like, no, like, she's not cute enough to be in here, she's not even light enough.
So Brian's like, nah, like, you could go ahead. So I go, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm fine now, right? I'm fine, I'm in, right? Bitch, wrong. I'm going up on to go to the slide, okay? The slide was my favorite thing in the playground. I go up on the slide or whatever, and there's a long line to get on the slide. There's a big slide and there's a small slide. And the big slide had a long line. I was like, I'll just go on the small slide, and then by the time I get down on the small slide, maybe the big slide's line will be smaller, right? So I get onto the small little platform to get on the smaller slide. And at this point, I didn't see anyone behind me because there was a little bit of a line for that slide, but it was 2 slides, so it wasn't that long. It was like 2 slides stuck together. And Christian was manning the slide. Brian was manning the other slide. These was some big ass bullies, and I think about it, okay? And they was like, all right, you could go. Like, they was mandating the slides. And then I think their cousins or whatever was on the jungle gyms and stuff. And like the other things, like the monkey bars or whatever, they were manning those things. I don't know why they were doing this. This is so childish now that I think about it. So to the small slide, and as I'm about to sit down to slide down, I get pushed off the slide by this little boy. I'm not talking about like pushed down the slide, okay? So this is the slide, okay? This is the slide. This is me. Get pushed off the slide. I ain't never in my life felt a push so goddamn hard. This boy pushed me off the slide. Push. I went flying. Okay, I'm flying off the slide. I'm just sitting here like, yo, like at this point, I didn't even know what happened. I was just confused. I was just like, did I just go flying off the fucking slide? Like, this boy pushed me and he's like,
I told you not to fucking come in here, you black bitch.
this is like an 8, 9-year-old, y'all. Now, a lot of y'all probably like, where the fuck are these niggas' parents? Honestly, their parents would literally drop them off and let them wreak havoc while they go smoke fucking Black and Milds and fuck niggas or whatever the fuck they was doing. So their parents was never anywhere to be found. Mind you, both of their parents was black as hell. Okay, so I'm just like, I am shook. If I'm like, everybody in the park is just like, Brian's like, bruh, like, why would you do that shit? Da 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 da. So he helps me up and he's like trying to like console me because at this point I am crying, bitch. I'm crying my eyes out. My life is over, bitch. I'm sad as fuck, bitch. I am upset, okay? Like, I am uncontrollably upset and I'm just like, yo, like, bruh, like, how the fuck, like, I was so sad because I'm like, bro, like I think that was the first time anyone has ever put their hands on me. Like I've never gotten to any type of physical altercation up until that point. I would have to be like 8, 9 years old. So like, yeah, he pushes me, I'm sitting there, I'm crying, Brian's trying to, you know, console me or whatever. And you know, it's funny because ever since then I was like, you know, I just don't like light-skinned boys. Now that may sound really crazy and people are probably like, bro, like that's not a reason not to like light-skinned boys. It's not all light-skinned boys. But that's just how the human mind works, okay? Realistically, if you keep going through something, or realistically if you go through something with a certain type of person, you might be traumatized. Even though that was the only light-skinned boy that's ever done some shit like that to me, I was afraid, okay? I was afraid and I was like, no, I am not fucking with these light-skinned boys. Anytime I would see a group of boys and I always wanted to talk to one, I would always go for the darkest boy of the group, okay? Because Brian had my back that day. I was like, you know what? Dark-skinned men will always have my back that day. But then again, I think it has a lot to do with my father being dark-skinned. My father's dark-skinned, tall. He used to have a beard, so I think that's why I like tall, dark-skinned men with beards, honestly. And there's like, I learned that in my psychology class that there's actually a correlation between what you want and what your parents are, whatever the case may be. I was very traumatized and I was like, I am not having this shit anymore, okay? So we had a little asshole in the first story basically telling me that I couldn't date a white boy and that, you know, people shouldn't like black girls. Then I had the 2 boys that I had crushes on or whatever, major crushes on, still got crushes on, making fun of me with these little black girls or whatever. And then I got this boy pushing me off of a fucking slide because I wasn't light enough or pretty enough for him, okay? Funny enough, I still ended up dating a whole bunch of black boys in my lifetime, okay? That's all I date. I'm shocked, okay? Because I had a lot more stories beside this, but these are the top ones that I thought about. And it's just like, I can only imagine if this was like way back in the day when things weren't even that bad. Bullying has gotten so much worse, and I can only imagine how many little black girls are going through what I went through, if not worse, okay? I feel so bad for y'all. If you are going through that, I am so sorry, but please understand, a lot of the times when people are treating you that badly, it's not you, it's them. Something within them that is very hateful. They hate themselves. They are having one of those situations where they're either having an identity crisis, they're going through self-hate, or someone is bullying them. Do not exert the same type of behavior, because all of this actually ended up making me a bully in like middle school. But it was like, yeah, you know, that's for another story time. Let me know if y'all want to hear the story of how I was a bully or whatever. But the point is, I was honestly not that great of a person because of all of this, and it really made me a really angry and bitter person. I got over it as I got older, but I know that there's a lot of girls out there, a lot of boys out there who are being bullied by, you know, their same race. And it's just not right, honestly. It's not right, and if you are going through this, make sure you tell someone. Tell your parents, tell the teacher, tell the principal, tell someone. Chances are, if they are bullying you, they are bullying other people as well, and there's other people who are being hurt by these people, and it's just not fair. I feel like it's always important to speak up. Do not just hold that shit in you, because it's just gonna tear you down and make you feel worse about yourself. At least if you tell someone, their behavior can be rectified and they can leave you alone. Do not just sit there and suffer in silence. Let me know what you think about this video down in the comment section below. Have you ever been bullied? What did you do about getting bullied? What do you think about this story? Do you have your own story? Make sure you like, share, subscribe, follow me on social media, do all that, and I'ma see y'all next time.
You decide if you're ever gonna let me know. Yeah.